Greetings, brothers and sisters. So the Will Smith Oscars debacle story is still going 8 days later, right? Still maybe the number one story, still the thing people are dissecting more and more. I'm going to get to the video portion. I'll show you a little bit of this two horrible Saturday Night Live takes on Will Smith. Let's just go through the headlines first here. Netflix and Sony halt Will Smith projects in aftermath of Chris Rock's slap. Now, this is hypocritical because if he had slapped Chris Rock and, was, I don't know, somewhere else or somebody, and it wasn't at the Oscars, this wouldn't be happening, right? Like, this wouldn't be happening if there was a report that he slapped Chris Rock or something. But the fact that it happened at the Oscars is, what's driving his potential career-ending scandal. Denzel Washington on Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Who are we to condemn? Well, I always say that myself, that to me it's none of my business. Like, I'm not the judge and jury. I'm not God and the person's relationship with God. Everyone's got to figure out things for themselves, and I don't stress about it. But, Will Smith sucks, right? Having said that, Will Smith has sucked for years and has been a mess because he's a complete fraud, right? It's being a fake, which is really, to be judged for, because he's been lying to all of us about who he is, misrepresenting himself. And, it's not like it's hurt me or anybody else, but it's certainly not cool. Denzel Washington on Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars. The devil got a hold of him. Maybe a while ago, right? It isn't anytime soon. Speaking of the devil getting a hold of somebody, here's Willow Smith, who also has shaved her head, and she doesn't have alopecia. So she's trying to be a rocker. This is her and her pal there, smoking cigarettes and doing all that stuff, right? This girls. Let's mute this here. And just doing a lot of screaming at each other. Here. Right there. There you go. Willow just dropped this a couple of days before her dad was slapping people. Here they are here. Screaming, doing that stuff. Looking very ghoulish and demonic. There's that. There's this. There's all of that, right? And they've, both shaved their heads out of choice. There they are here. They're good friends. They're pals. They're hanging out, right? They're doing Will Smith's kind of stuff. It's like they're extras in one of the Purge movies, right? Like, like the bald dummies, or Of course, this is where Willow got her start as a musical artiste. She's here. That's the Freemasonic floor. Remember? Remember that annoying song? And so, she's trying to reinvent herself as some sort of hardcore punk rocker and tough guy. Speaking of tough guys, Khloe Kardashian accused of having butt implants thanks to workout clip. I think we already knew. Didn't we already know they had butt implants? Isn't this a known fact? Like, what are you accusing her for? Like, they're saying, I guess there's, here's her butt implants in action. This is the one I call the big one, I think. We can see there's some kind of, two different surfaces there, right? Like, we didn't know this before, right? What, I mean, if they should be accusing her of something, it's like having Johnson. Like, here's the There you can see the butt implant right there. Like, there it is right there. There's the pad. But anyways, all right, let's go to the video portion. So remember when Chris Rock went after Jada Smith before?
Jada got mad. Jada says she's not coming, protesting. I'm like, is she on a TV show? Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties.
No, that's actually a much better joke than the other one, right? Like, I didn't laugh, but it's funny. I find that funny.
I wasn't invited.
Woo!
Said it's not fair that Will was this good and didn't get nominated. Yeah, you're right. It's also not fair that Will was paid $20 million for Wild Wild West, okay?
That's actually pretty funny too, right? And so this was actually funny jokes that are more, more, these were things that they could have got mad about, right? And he could have went and slapped them like afterwards or next time they saw each other, but they hung out, they were pals. They were hanging out for years after this. They were seen together. Lots of photographs of them together. Here they're hanging out here. Here Chris Rock is making fun of Will Smith, probably something like that. Here they are together with Jada, right? Here they're hanging out again here. Of course, there's a slap, but you get away from the slap pictures, and they have a long history of hanging out, right? And so, they're just jokes, right? And they're hanging out. So there's always humiliation rituals and things with these celebrities, and, they also makes them look humble, like they can take a joke. I mean, it's a whole thing, right? It's a whole it's a part of their brand, all of it, right? And so, I mean, either Will Smith completely snapped for a woman he doesn't love in some way that he just had a complete psychological breakdown, MK Ultra type of a thing, or this was staged, right? There's not, well, let's get into their relationship a little bit more because we know they don't love each other, right? So I covered this yesterday in terms of, again, I don't care if people believe it happened real or organic. It makes no difference. I mean, the story just keeps on, hanging around. It's good for me because, I have all this information about Will Smith being a fraud that I have no use for other than these videos, right? like I just have all this, memory and things from past videos. I had 3 segments where I covered Will Smith before on this YouTube channel. And, this is the 3rd. And so having all that information, it's taking up space on my computer or my, some of my, external hard drives. I mean, I got all these videos laying around. I'm going to put them together in a compilation to get the whole fraud thing done. I might do that tomorrow. And I'm going to include this, right? And so I documented yesterday that it isn't a love relationship. There's a joke going around that, that Augustina was, inside her, and Will Smith didn't have a problem with it. They were hanging out as family, but Chris Rock makes a lame joke, and his daughter, Will Smith, has shaved her head too. It's just like, whatever. It's a bald joke, right? Will Smith said, love makes you do strange things.
Love will make you do crazy things.
But there's no real indicators that Will Smith and Jada Smith love each other, right? So I covered this yesterday where Will Smith didn't know anything about love. Like, in his YouTube video, he made a video of what love is. And clearly, I don't think you've ever experienced the feeling of love. Because the feeling of love can't be described. Just like, in the Heartfulness Meditation, it said you can't know God, but you can experience God. God is too vast for your mind to contemplate. But you can feel God. You can feel God's love, right? In the Heartfulness system, you're not going to know God. You're going to feel God. You're going to feel God's love. You're going to be able to connect to God. But here's Jada talking about Tupac.
And we hit it off.
First, she said Tupac wasn't a person that she would usually connect with, but once they, were connected.
From that moment on, he would tell me all the time, Jada, you're going to be a star. You know what I mean? I'm like, Pac, come on. He's like, you're going to be a star. You got it. You just got it.
You got it, Jada. You know who's got it more is Will. You got a little bit.
Sorry. He was,
This is after her and Will have been married for a number of years.
I mean, it was beyond friendship for us, you know, as far as just, it was really difficult to explain because the type of relationship we had, you only get that once in a lifetime, so.
You get that once in a lifetime. So she's married to Will Smith, and this is what she's saying, right?
Oh, he was like a brother, father figure to me. Very protective and...
You know, he might slap some guy who didn't. Right? And so the problem with this as well, and I don't want to go too far into this aspect of it, Tupac is very effeminate. When you see him here, this is the time when he knew Jada, where they went to the same school together. He took ballet. You know, he wasn't some hard gangster. He was, you know, I guess was this some Baltimore school. And he is very effeminate. So there was a time that Jussie Smollett called himself the gay Tupac. And somebody left a comment in my video with this clip, with this link to this video saying Tupac was the gay Tupac, right? And Tupac was very effeminate and, you know, not the tough gangster rapper that he later became, right?
This, I didn't teach them that. Where did they learn it? Look at unsafe sex and drugs. You could tell if you look at the statistics, they're staggering again, you know. And so I think they're scared because they're realizing that they goofed, they really messed up, and also they fear teenagers are angry. At least this generation seems a little angrier to me and a little bit more rebellious and uninvolved. So they're scared because they're realizing that, you know, well, 18 will bring lots of responsibilities that I don't want, but it'll bring respect that I feel like that's the only way I can get it. You know, I try to be as mature as I can be and demand it wherever I can get it. But 18 is like, you're an adult. You like today when I had to sign the release form, I felt so bad because I couldn't sign it myself. I had to go and get my mother's and all that. But 18 is...
So he's much different here than when he was a gangster rapper, right? Like his presentation and the way he's acting, this is his more natural state. So here he is in one of these old pictures. There's a few of these pictures out there that raises some questions about his authenticity, similar to Will Smith, which I've covered in other videos. And Jada herself doesn't know what love is, right? So this is from the Red Table Talk.
You have a bucket list. I really want to learn how to love, but I know what it isn't. Yeah. You know, and...
She knows what love isn't, you know, her marriage, right? I mean, I showed you a lot of this yesterday. And, you know, these will go into the compilation. But she knows what love isn't, right? You know, their marriage was a sham. They had an open marriage and, you know, I mean, it wasn't a love relationship. Will threw her a 40th birthday party was for him, and she got mad at him because he had to be the center of attention, all of these things, right?
I'm just on the journey of really understanding what love is.
Yeah. So everything on your bucket list right now is just part of your spiritual journey and your path.
You know, you're not on a spiritual journey if you don't know what love is, right? Feeling love and having experienced love is, and again, you're never going to know it because your heart is the instrument to experience love. Your brain doesn't experience love. It has nothing to do with your brain. Love and your brain are, you know, like incompatible, right? It's like trying to watch TV on a radio. Your instrument for love is your heart. And it's the only thing in your human system, your etheric heart, that can feel love, and that's something to be felt. It's either there or not. You can't convince yourself to love somebody, right? Like you can, you know, get married and just be devotional, and you might not love the person, but over time your heart will learn to love when it learns to love. but it's not something you can control. Your heart, in a sense, is out of control. And, you can't force your heart, you can't force love, and all these things, right? And clearly, love isn't a factor between Jada and Will Smith, right? Their hearts haven't experienced love for each other. So this is a horrible sketch done by Saturday Night Live.
Of course, yeah.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it.
Hey, I'll be right back, man.
This guy's supposed to be a seat filler. This is just a fake laugh track. This is their take on...
Hey, so where you from, man?
Just, it's just Saturday Night Live sucks so bad, right? And then another dude shows up at some point.
Oh, hey, nice to meet you, man. I'm Will. What's your name?
They didn't give me one.
Oh, that's weird.
Just a horrible impression. Doesn't look like Will Smith. I mean, Will Smith's got that corny laugh, which would be a good way to, make fun of him. But he doesn't do the laugh well enough for it to be an impression. And so if you didn't know he was doing Will Smith, you wouldn't know he's doing Will Smith. And then they doubled down by bringing OJ in. Remember, I showed you OJ's real clip. And they decided to do this.
Jane.
Oh, it's just a movie from the 90s.
The 90s? Yeah. Oh, I don't remember nothing from the 90s.
So they make a joke about him blocking out the 90s.
I mean, Will, I don't want to say that you got rage issues, but hey, if the glove fits.
And so the glove joke and it's painful. Like Saturday Night Live invents new ways to suck. They keep on finding new ways to suck. And they're trying to say that Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, but he's completely okay with his daughter doing this, right? And the whole bald thing here. And so, this story just won't go away. And it seems like they're going to give real life consequences in terms of, ending Will Smith's career. I don't know how that'll affect his YouTube videos. He's disappeared. I'm sure he'll reemerge possibly with Chris Rock on the Red Table Talk, that pretentious show. You have a show that's kind of like teaching people. I mean, that's what the Red Table Talk, and Will Smith has videos where he's teaching people what he thinks love is, and because of their success in the material world and being Hollywood celebrities, they think they have something to offer, something to teach. They're these talk show hosts, and they're on TV and people are watching it and learning from them just by observing, and they've never felt love, right? Like they haven't had any success in their marriage or their relationship. They're mediocre performers who've had extraordinary careers, the whole family, But it seems like it's come at a high price because Will Smith has had multiple and things he's had to do over the years. But he's a complete mess, right? The marriage is a mess. The family is a mess. And, this is just one of many examples. Look at what I covered. Kim Kardashian's sister, whatever, Khloe, the big one, and her. They're just now saying, oh, we think you had butt plants? Yeah, the whole family, they're one big butt plant. I didn't even know that was debatable, right? Are they pretending they don't have them? And that's messed up in itself. I did a video about a woman who put on fake butt implants for the New York Post, and she walked around town and talked about how great it was to get the attention from, all these people, man, and things. A dishwasher at a restaurant, right? And, our society's completely effed up. We're so screwed right now. Just think about, on a daily basis, I cover this stuff. And Saturday Live, it's just low-hanging fruit. The O.J. Simpson, somehow SNL wrecked the O.J. thing. They just find new ways. It's just every possible chance and opportunity they have to make something that is funny. There's a lot of funny stuff going on in the apocalaughs, and they just completely blow it, right? So this is what it looks like when your civilization is collapsing on every possible level. Anyways, just a short video today. I got a couple other things to get to. Only spirituality will save this world. It's power motto, definitely pointing for the apocalypse and the ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.